Welcome everyone to Building a DD from Scratch, episode 4, Resource, Sustain and Recovery. Today we are on a stamina character, and yeah, we want to look at basically all the ways that you can help your sustain. And the first thing you usually want to look at is your recovery. So yeah, in this case I'm only worrying about stamina recovery, 1088. That isn't too high, but I already have some on my sets. Here, for example, if you look at the 4-piece bonus, 129 stamina recovery. So yes, you can get this from set effects. Same with the monster set here, the 1-piece bonus. So even if I only have the helmet, I get 129. It's the same as on this here. So usually on a set bonus you usually get this fixed value. Yes, okay, so that's one way. Another way, if you really want to go ham on this, you can go with jewelry enchantments. Actually, let me get them. Where is it? Stamina recovery. So this is like the classic version. Let's see. Right now we have 1088, and I'm gonna put stamina recovery on these rings. And now each one grants 169, and this gets buffed. So wait, 169 times 3, that's like 510? Yeah, around 510, so I should have 1600 right now? Yes, but it's much higher, and that is because in this case, two things. First, champion points. Usually you have around 13% or so from your primary recovery and the champion points, if you already are that high of a level that you can spend them there. So that's why it's higher. You see, it went from 1000 to 1800 just by slotting the jewelry. And another reason is from the armor. So that's why armor choice is important. Here we have, for medium armor, we have the Windwalker passive, increases the stamina recovery, in this case by 28%. So yeah, this is why these values get boosted so much. Now what we can also do to go even further. And yeah, keep in mind, I'm just showing you the ways that you can use. It's not common to do this. Although I will say sometimes I do this. I put on one of my jewelry, I put one of these recovery, and then I go for infused, infused trait. So increases jewelry enchantment effectiveness by 60%. And now just this one amulet gives me 270. And then boosted, so all in all it gets boosted by around 40%. So this would be around, I don't know, let's say 400 maybe. 400 stamina from one piece. Now I could put this on every single one. Infused, before they were bloodthirsty. Honestly, most of the time I recommend just keeping it on the default value, which is robust for stamina. Just some extra stamina. I mean, also helps sustain in some way, and also increases your damage a little bit. Stamina is pretty good. But people also like to use infused and then weapon damage, so that you get like 200 weapon damage per jewelry piece. So as you can see, with jewelry you can boost most stats you like a lot. You could put health recovery on this, or resistances, or stamina recovery, magic damage, whatever you want. Yeah, so it's not always the best thing, you see, but now we have a lot of stamina recovery. Good, this is so much for recovery, but how else can you increase your sustain? First of all, again, armor. It's the same passive, but here we reduce the cost of our stamina abilities by 14%, and this is very important. By the way, you could even also put reduced cost of stamina abilities on jewelry as well. But I'm not going to do this right now. Yeah, this helps a lot. So right now we really we really have a lot of stamina recovery, so let me get rid of this and use weapon damage again. So now we have 278 weapon damage per piece. Stamina recovery is back to 1088, and this is probably too low. Like, maybe not, but then again, we have our food. So food is the next important one. This food right here boosts our maximum stamina and maximum health, so that's always nice, and also stamina recovery by 315. Again, it will give us around 500 or so. Let's see. Yeah, almost like 450 because of the armor and the champion points, right? So just by using this food, we boosted our stamina recovery by 500. Let me get the other food again, which gives me more health and more maximum stamina than this one, but no recovery, so we are again at 1088. And there's actually two more things that I want to talk about. First, the fully charged heavy attacks, and this is where weapon choice comes into place. I mean, obviously, if you watch the previous episodes, if you are a stamina-based character, then it makes sense to use everything except staves, because staves, first of all, their abilities all scale with Magicka, but also their light attacks scale with Magicka and magic crit and so on and so on. So being a stamina user with medium armor, boosting all your weapon damage and weapon crit and whatnot, yeah, using a staff is just the least efficient thing ever. Same for restoration staff as well. And if you use a weapon that deals damage based on stamina, then this weapon can also restore stamina. So do we have something that's very expensive? Yeah, I guess the Stone Giant. So I'm just gonna do this for now. Not weaving, I just want to get my stamina down. Oh, Jesus. Okay, and now if I do a heavy attack, yeah, you can see there's kind of a burst increase. You can actually look at this in the stats in a second. Okay, there we go. So my base regeneration in this case did 387 stamina per second, and the heavy attack did 339. I did, how many heavy attacks did I do? 4. So yeah, so this kind of adds up. Good, now that we talked about this, you can always, if you're running out of stamina, you can just go and do some fully charged heavy attacks, but it really has to be fully charged. There's one more thing. There is a glyph that's sometimes by default on a weapon here. Absorbs stamina enchantment, deals blah blah physical damage and restores 177 stamina. I mean, that's actually not that much, but yeah, you can do it. It's just one more way to get back a little bit. Then of course your race. I think in this case I'm an orc, and orcs don't really get back stamina, but yeah, as a red guard for example, they have a passive. Whenever they deal direct damage, they get back some stamina. Can only happen every 5 seconds, but yeah, this is one thing that you could do. And then lastly, this is the most complicated part, the classes. All of the classes have some ability to gain back stamina. For example, on the Warden, they have a Bull Netch. Doesn't cost anything, gives them weapon damage, and also restores 4,000 or 5,000 stamina over, what is it, 20 seconds maybe. What else do we have? Nightblade. They have Leeching Strikes, where they imbue their weapons so that they give Life Leech and Stamina Leech, or Magicka Leech, depending on the morph. And this really increases your sustain. Also, there's for Magicka classes, there is this Distraction Staff ability, weakness to elements, and then Elemental Drain. Here applies minor Magicka steal to the enemy, giving you 300 Magicka every 1 second when damaging them. So that's also very popular. On a Dragon Knight, it's very interesting. They have two ways. Battle Roar, when you cast an ultimate ability, you restore 46 health, Magicka, and stamina for each point of the ultimate's cost. So let's just round that to 50, and when I have 250 ultimate, so that's like times 100, that would be 25,000, by half would be 12,000. So whenever I use this ultimate, I restore 12,000 stamina. That's one way that Dragon Knights do it, and there's another way, which is more or less cool. When you apply burning to an enemy, you restore 500 Magicka. When you apply poison to an enemy, you restore 500 stamina. This has no cooldown anymore in the latest patch, or at least on the testing server. And so what I tried here on this build, as you can see, my recovery is pretty low. So normally I would be around 1500, 1800 or so. But yeah, as a Dragon Knight we have this Battle Roar, which gives us 12,000 whenever we use the ultimate. And with this combustion I'm using a lot of poison skills. So this one deals poison, this one deals poison, this one deals poison. I think that's it. Okay, actually it's not even that much, but 3 poison skills, and then what I did was I went with charged weapons on the front bar. Increases the chance to apply status effects by 110%. So yes, I have a very high value now for applying status effects, which means I should trigger poison quite a lot, and we could look at this in action. Let's just see. And then of course the last way, I think I talked about everything so far. The last way is of course potions. They give you some value directly, but also increase your recovery by 20%. For the whole duration. I will talk about this in a second. Okay, so let me use the ulti now, and as you can see, yeah, there we go. So yeah, even with this 1000 flat recovery, I'm sustaining pretty well here. So, but now I'm seeing it get a little bit low, so I'm gonna do some heavy attacks. Okay, and let's go on. Actually, I'm gonna kill this thing right now. So I was pretty fine with my somewhat low recovery value. And let's see, Helping Hands. So Helping Hands actually gave me quite a lot. Helping Hands is the... Oh wait, what's... Wait a second, what's Helping Hands? Oh my god! I totally forgot that. When you cast an Earthen Heart ability, you restore 990 stamina. Jesus Christ, and this is my spammable. Okay, so my spammable is actually a stamina replenisher. Okay. Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. And then we have combustion down here. So maybe it's not worth it to have this charged weapon trait on both weapons. Could go with something else like increased penetration or increased crit chance or something. Yeah, I don't think 129 per second is worth it. But it was worth a try. And then somewhere should be Battle Roar. Maybe it's this unknown thing here. Because I did use my ultimate once and it restored 12,000. Like, looking on the whole fight, 12,000 per 8... wait, what is it? It's 85 seconds, so let's do this, actually. 12,000 divided by 85. Yeah, so I got around 141. Does that look right? Unknown? Yeah, so this unknown is probably Battle Roar. Alright, guys. The one thing I wanted to tell about potions, so I'm really just using the potions for the stamina, and then increases stamina recovery by 20% for 47.3 seconds. Usually it's a lot less, it's like for 30 seconds or so, but you can increase this by leveling some alchemy, and then all you really need on a non-crafter, let's say, but still for combat, is the medicinal use. When using potions, resulting effects last 30% longer. So this really helps you sustain. If you don't have this passive and you lack some of this 20% stamina recovery some of the time, it may be that you need to put some more stamina recovery, for example, on your jewelry, and then you lose out on damage, and so on and so on. So it's all really, you really have to check out all the sources that you can get. Plan in maybe a heavy attack or two into your rotation, and then you can go a lot more for damage. You don't need 3000 stamina recovery here, especially if you have certain skills like this Helping Hands, Battle Roar, whatever, Combustion. These are just examples, but I hope you get the idea. And yeah, let me know if something's unclear. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.